Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the October 30th, 2019 special edition of The Breast There Is, The Breast There Was, and The Breast There Ever Will Be Wrestling Podcast. As always, I am your host, Mikey B, WWE, and today's podcast will be featuring the WWE Crown Jewel pay-per-view event taking place on October 31st, Halloween in Saudi Arabia. Now, anyone who has been listening to my podcast for the last few years has noted that whenever WWE has done pay-per-views in the last few years in Saudi Arabia, I've very much taken a stance against it because the WWE has only allowed its male performers to wrestle at these events, which is so much hypocrisy because the WWE in recent years has done what I think is a tremendous job of promoting their female division, and there's so much great talent out there, both male and female, of course, and so these events have previously appeared simply as a money grab. Let's be honest, it definitely still is a money grab for the company, but something that is big news is that they are having the first ever women's match in Saudi Arabia at this event. So thank goodness that this is finally happening. I think it's as nuts that this has taken so long, or that WWE even agreed to do these shows with that being provision before. So regardless, good job WWE for at least bringing this change on the card. So now let's that said, that there will be that all women's match, the first one ever in Saudi Arabia, is one of 8 matches featured on the main card for this pay-per-view. So let's begin with that. It is a match between one of the all-time great women's wrestlers, Natalya, taking on the relative young upstart Lacey Evans. I'm going to go, hopefully, since this is the first ever, they're going to do the right thing and reward it to the woman who's been with the company for many years, part of the Hart family dynasty, and just a tremendous wrestler, and from everything I've read, a great person. So I'm going with Natalya. I really hope she does win this one. So I'm rooting for her, and I believe she will be the victor over Lacey Evans in that first ever women's match in Saudi Arabia. Now, the next match on the card is AJ Styles will be defending his United States Championship against the winner of a Battle Royal, a 20-person Battle Royal, which will be taking place on the kickoff show. And as a policy I've always done with this podcast, I don't give predictions for the kickoff show matches, pre-show matches, whatever you want to call them. And I'm going to stick with that trend. However, just for fun, I will make my guess that the winner of that pre-show Battle Royal will be a babyface character. It'll be a good guy, popular character to go against the bad guy AJ Styles, the heel. So I'm choosing R-Truth to be the winner of that Battle Royal and to get a chance against AJ Styles. And whoever it is, actually, even if my guess is wrong, that it's not R-Truth, whoever it is, I believe will lose. So AJ Styles is my pick for that United States Championship match regardless. So AJ Styles will retain the U.S. title as far as I'm concerned. Moving along, another match on the card is a Falls Count Anywhere match for the WWE Universal Championship between champion Seth Rollins taking on The Fiend Bray Wyatt. I also should note that WWE.com, even though this is the evening right before this pay-per-view, because it's in Saudi Arabia, it's set to take place in North America. For the audiences here, it's going to be at 1 o'clock Eastern time or 10 a.m. Pacific time starts. So this is this pay-per-view event is taking place early tomorrow for us North Americans, and WWE.com still does not have its official match card posted. This happened at the last pay-per-view, Hell in a Cell. They weren't the day before. Again, they weren't even ready with the official cards stated. So I am basing all of these predictions, some of which from the website, WWE.com, which has said ones officially. But they haven't listed an official match card. So just I want to add that I, as always, don't include predictions that are not that don't wind up being on the card, or at least I haven't. That's something I've changed for season 3 here. But the first 2 seasons I allowed that to happen. But this season I've made that change that only matches which do finally appear on the card get included in my predictions, which is and I have to definitely update that prediction count after the last several pay-per-views, which I'll get to on my next show. But that said, let's keep going with these predictions. I'm here at the WWE Universal Championship match with Seth Rollins taking on The Fiend Bray Wyatt. Despite the audience backlash at the Hell in a Cell matchup between these two, angry that it was a disqualification and that there was no, and quite honestly, the crowd was backing The Fiend Bray Wyatt. I still don't think that Bray Wyatt will win this belt yet from Seth Rollins. If it does happen, it'll probably happen at Survivor Series next month. But my guess is Seth Rollins will retain in Saudi Arabia tomorrow the Universal Championship belt. The next match on the card is a 9-team tag team turmoil match for the WWE World Cup to determine the world's greatest tag team or greatest team ever, whatever. The teams are the New Day versus the Viking Raiders versus Heavy Machinery versus Lucha House Party versus Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder versus the Revival versus the OC versus Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode versus the B Team. I'm going to go with the fan-friendly New Day to win this one. It probably doesn't make much of a difference regardless. This is not a very prestigious title. There's not really that many. There are some great teams here, but this is like the Usos aren't a part of this, for example. There's other good teams that are not here, the Hardy Boys. So New Day is my pick to win that match. The next match on the card is local Saudi Arabian Mansoor taking on Cesaro in a singles match. Mansoor won a battle royal last year in Saudi Arabia at one of the pay-per-views. So I think the WWE is going to try and appease the Saudi Arabian audience and give Mansoor a solid victory over one of the best, most underrated performers in the company, Cesaro. So I think they chose Cesaro also because he is such a tremendous in-ring worker, and I think that'll also appeal to the audience there, that when Mansoor defeats him by showing his wrestling prowess as well. And he's a talented performer, certainly, so we'll see if he's going to make it onto the main roster here or what. But Mansoor is my pick to beat Cesaro. The next match is for the WWE Championship with champion Brock Lesnar taking on Cain Velasquez. This is just the start of this feud. Lesnar, I believe, will win, or he'll retain the belt. It's probably going to be dubious circumstances. I hate trying to predict disqualifications, and I don't like doing it because the crowds don't like it. It seems that they're steering away from doing these a bit more, but they're still going to have them happen. This is one of those ones where I could easily see turning into a disqualification, but regardless, I think Brock Lesnar is my pick to win and retain the just the WWE Championship. The second to last match is a singles match with Braun Strowman taking on another MMA fighter, Tyson Fury. Just considering this is a one-off, it seems to be a one-off sort of deal. I'm going with Tyson Fury to win this one. I think if they were to make some sort of a dubious conclusion to this, people would be very upset, like a disqualification or something like that. So I'm going with Tyson Fury to win. Braun Strowman will probably look tough too, but I think they're paying huge money to Tyson Fury for this appearance, so I think they got to make him win. And then the final match of the night is a 10-man tag team match with Team Hogan, which features the team of Roman Reigns, Rusev, Ricochet, Shorty G, and Ali, taking on Team Flair. for Ric Flair, Team Flair, with Randy Orton, King Corbin, Bobby Lashley, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Drew McIntyre. I'm going with the feel-good results here. I'm going with Team Hogan to beat Team Flair for this. So, since Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair never wanted to fight in a proper big match in WWE, this is probably as close as obviously we would ever get. So, but either way, Team Hogan will prevail, in my opinion, over Team Flair. So there you have it. Those are the predictions for tomorrow's Crown Jewel pay-per-view event. I hope you like my podcast, and certainly don't forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel below if you enjoyed what you heard. Next month is when it starts getting real good, and the WWE picks up a lot of momentum with Survivor Series, which leads into Royal Rumble, which leads into WrestleMania season. So this is, I think, surely going to be an entertaining pay-per-view, but it's, I wouldn't expect a lot of storyline change going on here. It's going to really pick up steam next month at Survivor Series. So anyways, thanks for listening, and see you next time.